Welcome back to Equallyyokedfarm, everybody, as we are continuing with our part 4 of our trip to the National Farm Machinery Show. And this is going to wrap everything up. What we're going to do today is we're just kind of review our trip and tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and just some stuff like that. And I got to tell you, my first thoughts on it when I walked in there, because we went last year, and last year we had such a great time, but we just couldn't see it all. And, we tried to do it one day, and we just wore ourselves out trying to see everything. We still did not get to see everything. And so this year we decided to do 2 days. Well, the problem was last year we did 1 full day. This year we did 2 half days. So we still had the same amount of time viewing as we did last year. So again, we didn't get to see everything, but we did take some different directions than what we did last year. So we got to see some more interesting stuff, like the stuff that was upstairs that I didn't get to see last year. And, it's nice just getting to look around. It's the biggest farm machinery show in North America, and there's just so much to see, so much to do. If you guys, anybody who hasn't been to the National Farm Machinery Show, I really recommend, you owe it to yourself to go just once. But I'm going to tell you something. You go just once, you're going to want to continue to go back, because it's just that awesome, especially if you're into anything involving tractors, tools, rural life in general. Trust me, there's something there for everybody. There was even stuff for people who wasn't necessarily into the farming, because there was gifts, there's crafts there. For those of you who are wanting to continue your knowledge in agriculture and other rural and farming activities, they got workshops that goes on through the whole time that they're free to go to, and it's just simply amazing. And I've yet to do one of the workshops. If I get to go back next year as possible, I might try to sit on one of them. But it's simply just an amazing time there. And this year was no exception. I mean, this place is just massive, massive, massive. Now, there are so many impressive things to see, but I'm going to tell you what my most impressive thing that I ever saw at the show was. And I wish I'd had more video of this than what I got, but I really didn't get the video that I wish I had gotten off of it. And that was the black Massey Ferguson tractor we saw. It was a Massey Ferguson 65. It was a 165 horsepower tractor, or actually 162 horsepower. And it was a cab tractor. It was colored in black. And for people who, if you're not understanding what was impressive about this is Massey Ferguson tractors are generally red. And it intrigued me so much, I was actually talking to one of the reps there from Massey Ferguson about it. And you guys forgive me, I would love to have got an interview with her, but I didn't have a working mic at the moment. If y'all remember, I had a mic last year's show when I did an interview. It started messing up on me. Got me another mic. Well, the new mics that they have now you got to watch, because iPhone, I do everything with iPhone, and the new iPhones don't sync up with the old iPhone stuff, so I have to order the ones for the Droid, and I didn't do that. And I need to get me a new set for another time, but haven't done that yet. But she had told me that you can go to a Massey Ferguson dealer and actually order a Massey Ferguson tractor in any color that you want. And so, and she got one further. She told me, said that tractor was one that somebody had actually already ordered, and they just want to pick it up at the end of the show. And I tell you, that tractor was totally nice. And go looking into it, man, that thing, man, you can get heated seats and stuff in it, which, guys don't care so much about heated seats. That's more of a woman's thing, which I think it was a woman that bought it. And it was just so neat the way it was set up. There was plenty of room in the cab. It felt comfortable. Obviously, people who do the same type of farming that like we do on the show, we would never have a need for a massive tractor like that, but it was still super, super impressive just to look at. Again, I wish I'd got more video of it, but I didn't, and so I apologize for that. Now this next tractor that is actually probably my favorite tractor of the whole show, and that was a tractor that LS put out, and that was LS MT242. This tractor, not only was it a cab tractor, but it seemed like a smaller tractor than what the horsepower rating was set up. It's a 42 horsepower tractor, puts out 35 on the PTO, and does 2,700 pounds on the 3-point hitch, 2,500 pounds on the loader. Now, don't get me wrong, I realize those numbers have a lot to do with ballast, especially if the front end loader, you're not going to just go up somewhere and pick up 2,500 pounds on your front end loader. It's just not going to happen unless you got at least some really good ballast, and you're still going to be stretching things a little bit. The numbers usually kind of cooked a little bit for those. For those of you who, if there's anybody listening to this who's in tune with LS, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but usually those are set up when the tractor is ballast right for those numbers. So, but still very impressive, especially for the size tractor it was. I would love to took this tractor home. Again, if there's any of you out there who have any connections with LS, tell them. If they have any need of anybody doing demos of this tractor, I would love to do that on this channel. It's not going to happen. This channel's not big enough for stuff like that. But, man, that'd be nice. It'd be perfect for this little place right here. Just right size tractor. The thing was totally awesome. And, that was really a theme this year I've noticed, especially if the smaller tractors, was the cabs that were put on. And we're going to talk about another one here in a little bit when we get talking about the Coyote stuff. But, they're small farming is getting bigger. The little homesteaders and stuff, there's been a big movement in that recent years. So we're going from so much of the big ag tractors down to smaller tractors. Well, these people, they work when they can, because most of these homesteaders, we all have jobs that we have to go to. So these little tractors are getting used when people get home from work, on the weekends. And sometimes you don't have the ability to pick the weather to work in. So cab tractors are starting to be a thing that's getting pushed in with the little tractor market. And I can see where this goes. I mean, you're somebody in the Northeast, or even in the mountains of West Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, and you're going to be dealing with snow and stuff. You're going to be using it to clear a road. Man, the heat in those cab tractors, man, makes it nicer. Or you're sitting there doing dirt work in the summertime, it's 100 degrees, sit up there and flip that AC on, and don't have to worry about sweating too much. And I've also noticed that they're also doing a really good job as far as lining the cabs of these tractors to kind of minimize the sound that comes through the cab, because obviously cab tractor's going to be a little louder. So I noticed on this LS tractor, they had a rubber floor on it, which that'll do really good as far as helping keep down the sound decibels. Now, I don't know what the sound decibels are on this tractor, but so stuff like that really helps to minimize the noise on those things. But yeah, LS, big shout out to you on this design. I would love to get another look on that tractor. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is that Coyote I was telling you about. And, for those of you who don't know about Coyote, they're made by a company called Adong. And these tractors, some of you might see them a lot. I don't really see a lot of them in this area, and I don't see a lot of LS tractors either. But you don't really see a lot of them. But it seems like the people that you talk to that have these tractors absolutely love them. Now, if you own a Coyote tractor, comment on here. Let me know how you like it, things you like, things you don't like about it. And so we can kind of go on from that. But, this was a Coyote CK3520. It was a hydrostack transmission, 35 horsepower. It puts out about 30 on the PTO. Of course, that depends on the transmission. I was looking at the numbers on it, and it looked like the different transmissions have put out a little bit different on the PTO, but it didn't vary. But like horsepower or two. It wasn't a lot of difference. And so you can get what you want. But what was so cool about this tractor was that, well, there's a lot of things that's kind of cool about this tractor. One, it was designed to be comfortable in. And, it had the carpet, had the, it was set up for lower vibration and stuff. But if you notice on the video that I'm showing on you, it had a backhoe on it. Now, don't get me started on backhoes. I would never see me getting enough use out of a backhoe to justify the purchase on it. But this backhoe was set up to where you could use on a cab tractor. And what happens is you push that back glass out where you could turn the seat around and actually use the backhoe and still stay under the confines of the cab. And that was just simply an amazing situation there that you can get into. And if anybody wants to know any more about that tractor, Tractor Time with Tim did a feature on that. You can check out his channel, and he will. And I tell you, you watch that video, it's gonna make you want to buy that tractor. So now my honorable mentions is I have to put Mahindra on there. I tell you, I know Mahindra gets a lot of flack on social medias, not wanting to keep up with the times with the tractors and stuff, and they seem to keep everything more simple. But I tell you, when I was sitting there looking at the Mahindra, I tell you, they were definitely felt like you was on a real tractor, even when you was on the littler ones. And got set on a couple of the bigger ones, and I tell you, they feel real, they feel nice, and they look like they're comfortable and easy to operate. And people complain, you see social media comments, people complain that they're simple. I'm gonna be honest with you, as an older person, I can appreciate simple. I'd rather have something that is simple and easier to operate and easier to maintain, because you start putting all kinds of buttons and features and stuff on something, I'm not going to understand how to use it all. I don't know how to use all the stuff that's on my truck, much less, putting 20,000 things on a tractor that I'm not even going to need. So, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem buying Mahindra just because I actually appreciate simple. And the next one, honestly, as far as honorable mentions, again, this is a tractor that I would never have a need of. There's not enough place on this property to even turn this thing around on. It was so huge. But Versatile had a 3-point hitch and a PTO gear on the front of it. And when I done the original video of this tractor on it, I'd asked a question, and nobody responded to it. So I don't guess anybody who's dealt with them or watched the channel any. But I said, what kind of implications would this tractor be used for with a 3-point hitch on the front and stuff? But then another question popped in my mind later was about that PTO on the front. Does that PTO still spin the same direction as the one on the back, or do they reverse it so you could turn the implements around and run them the other way when you're pushing forward? I tell you, if anybody knows anything about the Versatile with a 3-point hitch and the PTO shaft on the front, drop me a comment on here. Educate me a little bit on this. Again, these aren't tractors that I even see in this area, and I'm curious of what the use for this would be. I could see maybe some heavy hay production, maybe somebody mow on the front and maybe tether on the back. I don't know, but it's a kind of an interesting concept. Now, another big highlight, putting Coyote back in this. And I'm sure everybody who's watching this video right now has seen the pictures of the Coyote statue that Coyote made out of the Coyote tractor parts. They actually sit there and engineered a statue of a Coyote out of parts that you would find on a Coyote tractor. And I don't know if these were parts they just started sculpting out of the parts department, or if they've stripped them out of old tractors. I don't know. They look shiny. They're nice. But, it's just simply amazing that somebody definitely had a artisan spirit when they designed this thing and went through with it. I don't know who's responsible for building it, but you amazed a lot of people out of this thing. Um, a lot of artists, I guarantee, are looking at that amazed. So now the next thing we did was something that we didn't get a chance to do last year, and we wanted to make it a point to do it this year. And that was we went upstairs to where the gift shop was, and where they had all the artisan vendors and stuff set up. And I tell you, it was worth going to. Um, they had everything. Oh my land, you should have seen the toys. Which if y'all watched the video, y'all seen some toys. But we got videos of toys that was downstairs, but then we got a lot of video of toys that was upstairs, and it was wall to wall tractor and implement toys and die cast stuff. And I mean, it was, I don't want to use the term outrageous because I enjoyed looking at it all, but if you was looking for a certain type of toy that looked like maybe a tractor you have in your barn or one you grew up on, trust me, they had it there. And it was just miraculous. My wife actually picked up a couple tractor toys for our grandson. I didn't get a chance to take pictures of them, but uh, they were they were pretty nice. They were like the old metal ones that we played with when we were kids, and I think they'll last him for a long time. Believe it or not, I still have some of the ones I have as kids. This was an old wagon that we was trying to get set up on some toys we had for him, but this one I had was a kid, but the uh, tongue come off the trailer on it. So my wife tried to super glue it, but it didn't work. But still rolls. But anyway, it was just fun up there. We also got him a storybook while we was up there, and I bought a thing of honey while I was there. I still hadn't tried the honey out yet. My wife's tried it out a few times, but it was locally grown honey. And I don't think it was that much. I think it was like $10 or something. Not bad for something locally grown. And I mean, it was just a nice place just to kind of walk around and see something different. And my wife didn't have to look at me staring at tractors the whole time because we had that. But I if upstairs around I think they call it the marketplace, it was worth going to. It really was. Now again, there was a lot of stuff that we saw last year that we didn't get a chance to see this year because, again, last year we did one full day. This year we did 2 half days, but still the same amount of time. So we still didn't manage to get everything in there. There was a lot of the craft or a lot of the sales stuff that I missed. That I was actually hoping to hit because I was actually looking for a bumper hitch, or not a bumper hitch, but a hitch to put on the bucket of my tractor so I can move a chicken tractor around even when it's muddy. I can get my truck in there when it's muddy. And I missed finding one of those, but I am working on something else in the process. We'll talk about that in a future video. But there's so much of that show. Now, here's something a lot of people ain't gonna talk about, and that is, where did you stay while you was up there? Because hotel prices are expensive when things like this go on, and that's truth. It is. But believe it or not, we found a really nice hotel. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't much, and it gets even better. Of course, this turns out this was operated by a nonprofit Christian organization, and as Christians, we can kind of ourselves, we really appreciate what these people were doing. I'm gonna explain to you. The place was called Hotel Louisville, and what the Hotel Louisville does, they provide a really nice hotel for people coming to Louisville to stay. It's only like I wish I could remember what I paid for that. It was less than $200 for 2 nights, And it was this really older style hotel. They had the spiral staircases come down into the lobby. I didn't get no video of that, but you know, and they were doing some remodeling over there, but that's fine. I understand that. And it was just a really nice hotel. And what they do is they work with homeless people there. And what they do, they run a shelter not too far from there. I'm not exactly sure where the shelter's at, but they hired people out of that shelter to work in that hotel, trying to give them a hand up so that they can get off the streets and stuff. And you know, they really do a good job with that. And if you guys are looking for a place to stay, I would recommend staying at the Hotel Louisville. One, because it's affordable, and two, it's because they are a Christian organization that's actually out there trying to use the money that you spend on that hotel to help other people. And it really goes for long ways. Now, don't expect the Ritz Carlton. It's not the Ritz Carlton, but it is a nice place to stay. Clean. It's very clean. People call it outdated, which, yes, it is. It was a little outdated. But, you know, I said it was clean. They had security on hand that was walking the floors. And the only thing I got to say negative about that is when you go there, when you go to check in, do not leave your car parked under the canopy. You know, I've never seen a hotel that would not let you park your car under canopy while you're checking in, and I did that, and somebody from outside came and jumped all over me for that. But you know, it was a hotel, and I was checking in. I don't see what the deal was, but you know, their house, their rules. You know, but other than that, I mean, and they even had, I mean, you know, and they provided what they called a cold breakfast. It was more or less just a donut show. You know, it wasn't nothing special, but you know, it was something to eat when you got up early in the morning. So you did have that. But again, it was a clean hotel. The people running it were nice. Just don't upset the person outside that's washing the canopy. Don't park under the canopy. But yeah, super nice place. Now, something else we did while we were there, because, you know, we got back from the show. Like I said, we did half days at the show. First day we went. There's a place not far from there. It's called Schiff's Confectionery or Schiff's Bakery or something like that. And for those of you who've never seen it, there's videos on YouTube. You see come around Christmas time. Where you see this old guy making candy canes, and they do it right in front of people. That was this place. It wasn't far from there. It was on the Indiana side of the river. It was there in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And I'm going to tell you something. Jeffersonville, Indiana, man, it was just not. I should have took pictures while I was there, but I didn't. Well, I took a few of the restaurant stuff we was at, but or my wife did. But man, this place, it was like a walk back in time. Just you could park your vehicle on the street, kind of walk around. They got little shops and stuff there. Now, I wouldn't drive 4 or 5 hours just to go there, but if you're already in Louisville anyway, you owe it to yourself to go over to Jeffersonville just for an hour to a couple hours, walk around, get you a bite to eat. We went and ate at this place. It was called Red Yeti. And what it was a farm to table restaurant. Everything they served in that restaurant was locally grown. I had a brisket sandwich. I think my wife had potato soup or something like that. But everything that they served was fresh, farm raised, locally grown. And I tell you, it was delicious. The prices might have been a little higher, but you gotta understand you were buying local, and honestly, when you buy local stuff, it's worth paying a little bit extra for. Because I guarantee the locals raising it, they want people to keep purchasing their stuff, because it's hard on farmers. It really is. It's hard on farmers. So their products is probably going to be a step above what you find in a grocery store. So, I mean, it was really good. And, you know, after that, we went to that Schiff's confectionery, and I originally was wanting to try their soda fountain. Well, I had such a big lunch at the Red Yeti, I could not do the soda fountain. So maybe next time I go up there, to the soda fountain. But it was just nice candy store. You could watch them make candy. They wasn't making any of the hard candy while we was there, but they was making what was it, peanut clusters, and they was making some kind of truffle while we was there. You could watch them make candy. Now they did have where they do the hard candy. They had a bunch of candy laid out so you could see where they run the ribbon candy through the processor and stuff, and you can see where they cook it at. And then they have this other little museum inside that place where you can see all the old style candy equipment and some of the old candy containers. And man, that place, if you're near Jeffersonville, Indiana, you got to stop at Schiff's. You got to stop at Schiff's. And we did buy a box of candy, brought it home. It was really good. We just got their assorted ones. You can buy, now you can go, they got the counter set up like going into a donut shop where you can say, I want that, 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 and that. And you can mix it up however you want to. Or you can just buy the ones that's already mixed off the counter. So, and that's what we chose to do, because honestly, fat boy inside a candy store, I was going to have trouble choosing what I wanted. So we went and got the assorted box. So, but we tried it. Stuff was really, really good. And I definitely would love to go back to that store again in the future. So, but that pretty much sums up our trip to Louisville. Now just heads up, we got some projects coming up that you guys don't want to miss. We've, although we didn't put any videos out about it, we did our first move with the chicken tractor for this year. We'll show you that again later. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. Springtime is getting busy for us. So just keep us prayed, because I got to have strength up to do this, because we're getting our busy season. Eggs are coming. We don't even really have that many chickens, but we're getting a lot of eggs. And I mean, we're just getting pounded with these eggs right now. So right now we're offering hatching eggs for people at $10 a carton. So if I can't really sell eggs right now because I let my license lapse, but I can still offer people hatching eggs. So if anybody wants hatching eggs, just let me know. If you live locally right now, I mean, I put it on our Equally Yoked Farm Facebook page, $10 a dozen. So, you know, it's not bad. So just we'll keep you all guys informed on how that's going. And like I said, we got a lot of projects coming up. Now, something else I want to share with you guys is we now have a TikTok account. It's just under Equally Yoked Farm. I have yet to post any videos on it whatsoever as of the filming of this. I'm not sure when I'm going to start. It might be a couple weeks down the road yet. I don't know. But feel free to like, again, it's under Equally Yoked Farm. Should be easy to find. And the reason we did this is because when TikTok went down, we actually benefited from that on YouTube. And we gained quite a few subscribers from TikTok on YouTube. So so you guys, YouTube people, or new YouTube guys that had the TikTok, that subscribed to us from TikTok, go back to TikTok and hit subscribe again, because we're going to be making some little short videos for you on there. And for those of you who did not know that to start with, if you got TikTok accounts, again, go follow us there, and we will hopefully get a video up there for too long. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a good day. Keep it easy. And if you hadn't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below what you think of the track. If you went to the National Farm Machinery Show, let me know what you thought of it, what your favorite part was. If you watched this whole series, let me know what your favorite part was that you've seen on this series, and just let me know what you think of it. So you guys take it easy, and we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.